Hello, I'm Aiko, and I specialize in posting movie reviews. I would like to share a lot of movie reviews, thoughts, and questions. Oh, everyone, please subscribe to the channel. In this review, I will talk about the story without spoilers up to the middle. If you are concerned about the second half, please watch the movie and then listen to my story. This time we will be talking about the 1970s Japanese film Sandakan No.8. The director is Kei Kumai. Known as a socially conscious director, the cast includes Kamaki Kurihara in the lead role, Yoko Takahashi, and then there is Kinuyo Tanaka, a great actress. The story goes something like this. Keiko, played by Kamaki Kurihara, is a researcher of Japanese women's history and was looking into Karayuki's situation. Karayukisan are women who were sold to the islands of the South Sea from the end of the Meiji period to the beginning of the Showa period. However, Yuki has been hiding her past from the start and has never been found. Meanwhile, Keiko is convinced that Saki, played by Kinuyo Tanaka, an old woman she met in Amakusa, is Karayuki, so she stays at Saki's house. The house is almost in ruins, and her sons, who live far away, do little to care for Saki. Keiko spends time with Saki and keeps in touch with her. Then Saki opens her mouth. The story was about when she was forced to work at a brothel called Sandakan No.8 brothel on the island of Borneo. This is the story. I think the title interests you first. Sandakan is the name of a town on the island of Borneo, Malaysia, where there was a brothel. This title makes no sense at all. Honestly, I think if the title had been a little different, this movie would still be talked about as a masterpiece 50 years later. However, this movie has an original story, and that is Tomoko Yamazaki's Sandakan No.8 brothel. So, when I say that I respected the original work, that's certainly true. Yes, this movie is truly a masterpiece. I think the message of this movie is that even in Japan's dark history, we should never forget that there are people who worked hard to survive, first of all. Karayukisan carefully depicts the dark side of Japanese history as a human drama, and I felt that it was very important as a historical record. Saki was forced to work in Sandakan and was sold when she was in her early teens. It's sad, but Saki's family was also very poor, and she wished she could go out to eat alone. Life in Borneo is extremely difficult, and of course it's a brothel, so it hurts my heart to see them forced to do such work. The great thing about this movie is that Kamaki Kurihara, who tries to get Saki's story out, is beautiful, and Kinuyo Tanaka, who plays the old woman Saki, gives a great performance. This is a very painful movie for women to watch. However, I thought it was important to know the historical facts about this movie and Karayuki-san. This type of migrant work still happens all over the world, and I thought it would help us understand the hardships of people and their circumstances. I would like to express this movie in terms of scores. It's 85 points. I wish the title was a little more universal and easier to understand. Now, from here on out, there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie yet, please subscribe and like the channel, then close your browser or app. To everyone who saw this movie, it was a wonderful but sad movie at the same time. I didn't know that such a history existed, and the harshness of the situation was more than I could have imagined. I can't even imagine how difficult it must be, both mentally and physically, to deal with dozens of men a day. What's even worse is that even though I was going through so much, my family shunned me, and at the end of my life, I had to live alone in that old, dirty hut. In fact, after this original book was published, the person who was modeled after Saki became a hot topic of conversation. Originally, during the interview, it seems that she did not mention that she was researching women's history. Then all of a sudden it turns into a book, which is troubling. I think what makes this film so convincing is its depiction of Sandakan. My husband is completely different from when I came to invite him in Japan. Saki when she was young had no choice but to accept customers even though she refused. And Saki gets used to the job. The scenes of work are also thoroughly depicted, which allows the viewer to share in the pain as well. I think that's due to director Kei Kumai's skill. Well, what do you think? I thought that movies are so profound that there are such masterpieces. I also feel that the title is important. I don't think many people know that Japan sold people to Asia in this way. It was also a great lesson in history. By the way, are movies like this even seen in America and Europe? I'm quite concerned. In Japan, I often saw movies directed by Ken Loach about social issues in Britain. On this channel, we are looking for movies that you would like us to review. Please comment or contact us. We will continue to post movie reviews that you will like. Please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next work. The show must go on.